Hello, entrepreneurs. Joe DeChara, CPA, coming to you live from downtown Flushing, New York. For tonight, we're going to be talking about my workshop, our workshop, my team's workshop. I just show up, I give them some information. They do really cool graphics like the one that you're looking at. If you're watching live, please give me a hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag replay. The workshop is this Tuesday at 3 p.m. I don't have a link for it here yet. I will put the link up at some point. If Elizabeth shows up, I'm sure she'll put it up. But I wanted to just give people a short like snippet of the kind of things that we're going to be talking about, because it's not just about taxes and well, it is just about taxes and accounting and stuff that most people don't feel like talking about and want to procrastinate and put off. But unfortunately, if you're running a business in the United States, there's people that want to know about it, you know, and flying under the radar is not easy anymore. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, when I got into business, we didn't have, ATMs, and maybe we did. I don't remember if we had ATMs. Yeah, I think we had ATMs, but we didn't have the internet. That's for sure. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have a computer chip following us around, and we didn't buy everything electronically. There was a lot of cash around. And I remember, contractors. I had clients, and this is when I first started, in the late 80s, contractors doing roofs. They would get $30,000 in cash. People would have $30,000 in cash laying around because there was a lot of cash around. And then little by little, as things started becoming electronic, my clients were getting less and less cash jobs. And that started about 25 years ago. And it's been an evolution. And now we're at the point where we're actually looking at, a Bitcoin economy, some people are telling me, which is pretty scary. So, and I don't understand it all, to be honest with you, but what I do know is that it is almost impossible to have a business, a legitimate business, and even an illegitimate business, even a crooked business, to fly under the radar. Because, and I was talking about this with people in my mastermind group about the fact that, we carry, Elizabeth is brilliant. She said, we carry around a chip with us everywhere. And this chip tells everything about us, where we've been, who we called, the text messages, where we bought from, the sites that we visited. It's all electronic data. And it's available to all of the agencies that need it. And the IRS and the state and local governments and the insurance companies and the banks and anybody else that wants to know what we are doing, when we're doing it, how we're doing it, where we're doing it, and why we're doing it. The information's out there. So when you do something as simple as applying for a federal tax ID number, or getting a DBA for your sole proprietorship, or even registering as a vendor on eBay, because you got to give them a W-9 form now, folks. You got to give them a W-9 form. W-9 form has one of two things. It's either got a social security number because you're a sole proprietor, or you got a tax ID number because you have an entity. So you can have, and you can also be a sole proprietor and have a tax ID number. So you want to put a tax ID number on there first of all. You don't want to put your social security number, because now you're on the radar as doing business. What you've done is you've almost officially told the IRS that you're in business. You're an independent contractor. You're going to get some kind of money. If it's a 1099 NEC, non-employee comp, well, then you're telling the IRS that you are a sole proprietor, and they're going to be looking for a Schedule C from you. So now, if you're a tax ID number, it gets a little more complicated but they can still filter it out, because if you're still not incorporated, they're going to see that that tax ID number is still tied to a Schedule C, which is what a sole proprietor fills out. Now, you can be an LLC. There's more people becoming LLCs now than they are corporations. Why is well, I know why, but most of the time it's a mistake. Because just being an LLC does not change your tax status. It doesn't change anything. You're still a sole proprietor. Now, why is that a problem? Well, that's one of the big areas that I'm going to be covering in my workshop. So let me just go through a couple of other things that I'm going to be covering. What you're going to leave with, I hope, is a better understanding of how the tax system works, why they ask you for the stuff that they ask for, where it's going, things like what triggers an audit. And with information like this, hopefully you'll walk away a little bit more empowered, with a little bit more knowledge, maybe a little bit more of an idea of what you have to do about your taxes when you're in business. So these are some of the things I'm going to cover. And because it's only 3 hours, I have 35 years of experience to try to condense into 3 hours while making it interactive. But the first thing is, actually setting up your business. And like I've been saying, a lot of times people have a business and they don't even know it, or they're in business, but they really, they're not taking it seriously enough because of the problems that can come up for taxes, and also because you may be missing out on some huge tax write-offs. Registering your business, not that easy anymore. If you want to open up a hot dog stand in Manhattan, you need a lawyer and a CPA. Keeping records, that's where they get you, okay? Not only where they get you, but where you fall short, because if you're not able to keep an organized record-keeping system, there's no way you're going to be maximizing your profits. I'm going to be going through the LLC versus S Corp versus sole proprietor, and the old proprietor is missing. So we'll have to fix that for the next time. Paying yourself. I have some really workable, strategies on how you pay yourself and save money in taxes. Independent contractors. Big issues for anybody. If you're in business, you got to know about the independent contractor issues, because you don't want somebody that you've been paying as an independent contractor to all of a sudden become an employee through no choice of your own. And I'll tell you why. This is another strategy. Well, I don't know if it's a strategy or a warning, but states like California are looking at all the independent contractors, and they're trying to make them employees going back a couple of years, because then the state would get the unemployment taxes that they didn't get. So they're just looking for money. And that's not only California, a lot of states are looking for that. I'm going to show you how to write off your cousin. Now, you can write off family members for tax purposes. I didn't mean like write them off because you don't want to talk to them anymore. It doesn't matter. It's better if you talk to them for tax purposes because you're going to have to do stuff. I'm going to show you how to legally deduct your fish tank and more stuff that the IRS really doesn't want me to talk to you about, but that's tough. I'm going to talk about some true stories. I've seen some really interesting things over the last 35 years, but I also know there was history before. And most people don't know that they couldn't get Al Capone on murder. They can only get him on tax evasion. And that's what brought down Al Capone. So what does that say? I'll tell you what that says is accountants have power. We have power, folks. And it was an accountant that brought down one of the most vicious gangsters of all time. The Gasseteria New York State sales tax case was one of my first experiences in working with tax problems. It was an enormous New York State sales tax case. Tax preparation firms that were criminal enterprises that I have some, I don't want to give it up now, but it's some pretty interesting stories. Some other major IRS tax cases, criminal investigations, individuals, businesses, money laundering, tax fraud, all kinds of tax audit cases. And what I really like to talk about are my victories with all of the penalty abatement and offers and compromises that I've been successful in helping my clients with. So I think that's it for now. And yeah, my goal is always to help you make your business profitable, make it simple, and hopefully make it fun and amazing for you. And that's it on the workshop. So, okay, Joan, I am going to, because I can't put the link in here. Thank you for asking. I'm going to put the link in right after I sign off here. So if you come back, the link will be there. I apologize for that. And I'll blame it on my VA, Elizabeth, because everything that goes wrong is her fault. Thanks for watching. God bless. I will be back again tomorrow with some more stealth tax strategies for solopreneurs and small business owners. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you.